Hey guys, how are you? So this is going to be one of my other videos. I'm going to talk about two things today. I'm going to talk about laws of vibration, cause and effect, because they kind of go together. But I do want to start with something else that will go surpass the first video that I posted. I just wanted to do a little bit more research before I actually made a second video on all this, just so that I made sure that I had everything set in stone and easy for me to correspond back to you. So basically what I have found that has helped me be able to move on is is actually forgiving what has happened to me. And what I mean by that is I forgive the fact that I had my accident. I forgive the fact of all the stuff I went through with WSIB. I forgive the fact of everyone that has treated me ignorantly from WSIB. That type of thing. That's what I mean. And basically there's 3 steps. I've written them down as usual. Number 1 is where I have not forgiven myself, someone else, a situation, like I just said. Number 2, can I forgive them, yourself, or the situation? And that's where you have to truly honestly say. If you say yes, then you move on to the 3rd step, is what made you, them, or a situation happen. You got to think within, like totally within yourself, and dig deep. I actually was upset at myself for the fact that, I couldn't work, or I lost my career and all that other stuff. So I actually had to forgive myself, for that. And I had to forgive everyone else in the other areas that led up to a lot of the things, right? So when you do that, you release the energy that has been stuck. Now the universe will be able to bring you, your love, your abundance, positive energy, and whatever else. And it will go even further than that. Like, you'll be able to sleep a lot better. You'll be able to, find yourself eating and then being, more attracted to eating healthy and establishing a healthier life. Everything that you've been worried about, everything that you've wanted, everything you've thought of, you've dreamt of, you've tried to attract but didn't, this will all come to you. And usually, we put ourselves into a depression or a sadness when we're not balanced completely out. And that's the thing, you have to balance yourself out to be able to attract that type of stuff to you, because you will not be in the right frame of mind. And no matter what, even if you say, okay, I'm going to start thinking positive, today's going to be a good day. And that's all you say, because you'll go on throughout your day and you won't remind yourself. But you have to put things up or keep putting in your head, like a trick I use, especially when I go to bed, my mind just continues to run. I state things that I'm grateful for, I'm thankful for. And if any bad things come into my plate, I actually sit there and I think about them and I go, and I forgive this. And then I crumple up the negative ones and I throw it away. And it's worked for me. If I find myself drifting off in like a random thought, like I got to do the dishes tomorrow or whatever the case may be, then what I do is I reground myself and I start thinking of the things I'm grateful for, I'm thankful for, I'm blessed for, and I really try and do that. It takes a lot of work, and you may not even go to bed that night, but at least you did it. And that's key to what you're doing. You need to be able to do that. Basically, there was a quote on one of the things that I was watching. Love begins with you. Without love, you're dead. So, that is a very strong statement, and it's actually legitimately true if you think about it. If you can't love yourself, love your life, love your family, love where you're living, love what you're doing, you have nothing. Even if you're slightly miserable, that's something that you're not completely 100% loving. And what I find is that you need to have unconditional love for whatever you're doing. And this is where it comes into laws of vibration. Basically, with laws of vibration, and I've said it many times before, negative will attract negative, positive will attract positive. And you got to remember that those positive feelings that you had, of accomplishment, of true happiness, the best days that have ever happened to you. That's what you got to hold on to. And you know what? You really got to feel those emotions. Like when you had your baby, you know, and the first time you saw him, how happy you were. Or when you won $100 off a scratch ticket, you know, you're pretty excited. You're jumping around and everything else like that. You got to hold on to those. You want to forget about the negative. Because as soon as you start thinking about all that, you get miserable. You don't feel well. You're not eating. You're getting upset at yourself, calling yourself all these stupid names. And then, you know, you're portraying that onto other people. And, you know, it keeps going. And then you start attracting those type of people in your life and whatever else. But if you stay on that positive and hold that feeling and do that sleep trick and write inspirational quotes on a, you know, a white washable board or on your mirror, and do a dream board of what you know, desire and want to have, and you've been wishing all this time. Put things up that make you happy. There's actually a study that I'm going to do a little bit more in. It actually goes, I forget what it was. Oh crap, now I look stupid. See, I'm going out of my comfort zone. It basically, what it states, that certain things in your room, it's feng shui. This actually goes surpass feng shui. And basically what it is that certain elements in certain parts of your room, and I mean like north, east, south, west type of deal, will actually balance you. Because, see, this is where laws of the universe goes into the whole yoga thing with the chakra. Your chakras need to be aligned. You know, the positive, negative energy with the laws of vibration. Like, everything really pulls in together. And, you know, some of us look at that stuff and kind of go, whatever, I don't have time for that. Blah, 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 excuse. But technically, that's what's going to make you run. That's going to technically what makes you successful. That is what's happening with me. You know, if you're finding that you're not successful in life, you got to start with you. Because technically, you are causing it. You are sending out the vibrations. So this leads into cause and effect. And with every action, there's a reaction. We know this. We've studied this in elementary, in high school, and all that stuff. This is actually pure science. And that's the same thing with laws of vibration. You break even the piece of wood that you see behind me, the trees, the grass, my glasses, my headphones. Everything is made out of a particle. And those particles vibrate at a certain frequency. And I've said this time and time and again. Negative will always produce a higher frequency because it's easier to think, attract, and whatever else. And this is how we become manipulated from the outside world, news, TV, radio, and it's without even knowing it, you know. And this goes surpassed everything that we want in our life. So this is where you got to reground yourself, create that positive vibe, so those particles that you're made out of is protracting out. And believe it or not, even though negative energy doesn't go out at a higher frequency, it spreads further. It's not as quick, but it spreads further. When you actually contain and hold that momentum through your life, you can actually put that into play with whatever you're doing, whether you're in school, whether you're, you know, like me, running a little home-based company through It Works, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you will get that stuff back. And you got to remember, you got to love yourself, because without love, you're dead. So, I mean, you know, this also leads into health, you know, and I'll get back into that. Because when you frequently think of positive energy, then you can go into the visualization to actually heal yourself within. A good friend of mine lent me a book, and, you know, I kind of knew that there was a basic understanding of doing that, because I actually visualized my eyes being healthier, and I actually went downgrading glasses, and as I got sicker with my depression, they actually became more thicker and more, like, I needed stronger glasses. So this is where I know and can truly believe that this is what's going on. And for all your skeptics that are out there with this crazy rap thing and stuff like that, I'm sorry, I would not waste my time with selling these amazing products if they weren't working for me, especially with the medication I'm taking. It does create water weight gain. I can't really exercise very much like I used to with running my 10 kilometers and doing type of a CrossFit type of exercise because of my knee and the injury that I've gone through. It's not necessarily my mental health, because I want to do it, you know, and chase after my child and all this stuff. But it's not that, I can't, because of the way that my knee moves and so on and so forth. But you got to remember that you got to stay positive and do the things that you can do. Test your limits once in a while. Visualize what you need. This is key. So like I said, I'll do my next video on the health sector of this, because it all plays into fact with laws of vibration, cause and effect, and the whole 9 yards. I love you guys.